What's up? What's up? We're going live today, answering all your questions about copywriting. Here we go. We're just going to go live on Instagram. There we go. Okay, we're on Instagram too. What's up, everybody? Here we go. My name is Brandon Story, and we're going to dive into all your questions. I'm going to answer every question you have. Hit them up in the comments right now about building a 10K a month freelance copywriting business. Whew, I'm out of breath. I just ran up the stairs. I've been working out lately, but I ate so much pasta and steaks last night. It was my anniversary, so I gotta hit the gym again. What's up, everybody? Welcome. I think I'm connected on Instagram. I am. Okay, if you're on Instagram, comment just so I know that it's actually working. I think it's working, but new to Instagram, new to going live on Instagram. So we're here. We're live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, otherwise known as X, and Instagram. So 4 places: LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Any questions you have about getting started as a freelance copywriter? We need a hike soon, Jenny says. Yes, we need to do a hike. We did actually a hike yesterday, which was so good. Any questions you guys have about getting started as a freelance copywriter, learning the skill fast. If you're like, how the heck do I learn this thing? Everybody says do this. How do I land my first client? How do I get to my first $1,000 a month? Hey, why can't I land clients? I'm outreaching people all day long. I'm getting ghosted. People are saying no. Like, what about all these other business models, e-com, drop shipping, all these other things? How do you get your first $5,000 a month? How do you get your first 10K a month? How do you actually stand out in the DMs and land clients in 2025? How do you build this thing up to 10K a month and working just a few hours a day? That is what I'm here for, is to answer all your questions about freelance copywriting and how you can build an online business with it this year and get to full time this year. Okay, how many months left in 2025? Okay, we got September. We just started. October, November, December. 4 months. 4 months right now. You have 4 months 8 months have already gone by in the year. What have you done? What have you done to build an online business? There's like a crazy fly flying around here. What have you done to build your business? Okay, 8 months have gone by. Okay, what are you doing now to build your online business? We got 4 months left. You can crush it. You can make so much progress in 4 months. You can get to a full-time income in 4 months. Okay, so here we go. First question. Coming from Abu Bakar Wadood. That's one of the coolest names I've ever heard. Way cooler than Brandon. Abu Bakar, how can I start copywriting? Very simple. Okay, so copywriting, just before you start copywriting, let me explain what copywriting is and why it is the best and easiest thing you could ever possibly start from your laptop to start making money, quitting your 9 to 5, quitting university, right out of high school, like learning this thing and building it to a full $5,000, $7,000, $10,000. I know guys making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per month as copywriters. Why it's the best thing is because copywriting is just sales. The reason people pay copywriters so much money, the reason my business owners, which by the way, if anyone knows Dan Martell, he just said copywriters are like the second or third hire a business owner wants to make. So they're way better than video editors. They're way better than sales, than anything else. Why is that? It's because copywriters are just salespeople. But the reason that they make so much more money than typical 1v1 face-to-face sales is because you can sell one to many. So rather than selling face-to-face like this, spoken out one-to-one, where you can only sign one client at a time or lose a deal, copywriters can write things ahead of time on a web page, sales page, Facebook ad, Instagram ad, or an email. Write the thing ahead of time in like 20 to 30 minutes, send that out to thousands and thousands and thousands of people and convert dozens or hundreds of them into paying clients. It's sales, but instead of one-to-one, it's one-to-many. And you can do it, hide in your little basement, behind your keyboard, working from home at your, wood log cabin in the woods like me, at a coffee shop down the streets like I was working at Starbucks earlier today, or halfway around the world in Thailand where I've worked in co-working spaces and coffee shops, in my condo. Or I'm going to Italy next month and I'm going to be ripping it out, drinking espresso in like Italian coffee shops and just like writing emails for like 20 to 30 minutes and making thousands of dollars, right? Because you can write an email or you can write an ad or a sales page that goes out for a business owner's audience, goes out to their audience, and like thousands of people see your sales message and a percentage will convert. Right? If you send an email out to 100,000 people, which I've done before for businesses making 7 figures per year, I've written an email that taking me 10 to 20 minutes, and that thing generated $8,000 to $10,000 in revenue. Now, how much would a business owner pay me a cut of that, just out of their wallet, to make that happen? If I make a business owner $10,000 with a single email that I wrote in 30 minutes, how much are they going to pay me? They're going to pay me like $1,000 to $2,000. You're going to get about 10% cut, sometimes 20%, depending on what you're doing. So you can make a ton of money writing copy, right? Copywriting is just sales in the written form. You can make so much money with it, the better you do. Instead of like hoping and wishing and working at a 9 to 5 where like hopefully the effort you put in brings back a reward. With copywriting, when you make sales, it's like the proof is in the pudding. You either did it or you didn't. And so if you're good at what you do, which doesn't take long to learn, you're gonna make a ton of money. So that's all what copywriting is. But how do you get started with copywriting? Very simple. First thing you gotta do is 2 skills, writing and sales. Okay, writing and sales equals copywriting. It's 2 skills in 1. So first step is to actually start writing daily. So Abu Bakar, sorry if I said your name wrong. Every day you're gonna open up a Google Doc on your laptop or a Word doc, whatever, and just write. Set a timer on your phone for 30 or 60 minutes and just write, just free write. Build up your general writing skill, build up your writing muscle, get started with writing. Then you're gonna buy copywriting books. Start with Adweek Copywriting Handbook by Joseph Sugarman. Start reading that 15, 30 minutes a day. Then you're gonna start looking at high performing copy by people like David Ogilvy. Look at David Ogilvy ads in Google. Or go to Gary Halbert sales letter in Google. Pull these sales letters and ads up on your screen, pull up a piece of paper and a pen, and start writing these ads out word for word. Don't try to change them. Just write them out word for word. You need to start emulating what high-performing copy looks like. Copy that has sold millions and sometimes billions, you want to start replicating that, learning it. You will automatically start learning copy principles, consumer psychology, sales psychology, and how to craft words that sell and make money automatically. When you write daily, when you read copywriting books daily, and when you hand copy and study high-performing sales letters and ads daily. This is exactly what I was doing as a brand new copywriter when I started from scratch, knowing nothing about writing. I don't have a degree. I'm not a journalist. I don't have, I never graduated from university. I went for like 2 months and I was like, screw this, I'm out. I don't have a writing background. I'm not a great writer. I didn't write any time out of high school between 18 years old when I finished high school to starting copywriting at 25. So for 7 years, I never wrote a thing. I don't write in a journal. I don't write in a diary. I'm not a poet. I'm not anything. Okay. But you know what I am? Somebody who wanted to make money online, have freedom with an online business. That's it. I just want to be able to take my laptop, quit my job, be my own boss, wake up and work when I want, play when I want, live where I want, live when I want, travel where I want, and work in my own time and have more money, have more freedom, more autonomy. And that's exactly what copywriting gave me. So you're going to start doing those 3 things daily to start learning copy. Write every single day for 30 to 60 minutes. Read every single day for 15 to 30 minutes. Study copy every single day for at least 30 minutes. Once you've been doing that for a couple of weeks, then you're going to start ready to land clients. You're going to learn consumer psychology. You're going to learn writing. You're going to learn sales. Then you can start landing clients. At that point, when you can start writing better copy than the average business owner, you can reach out to them and you can get paid, and they will pay you. When you target people who have money, you're going to get paid. The secret to business is this. You want to get wealthy, you want to have financial freedom. It's so stupidly simple. And this isn't even about copywriting. This is just business in general. Go find rich people and go make their lives better. That's it. You want to get rich? Go find rich people, make their lives better. How can you make your life better? Give them more money, give them more time, or give them more peace. That's it. Thankfully, copywriting solves all 3 of those. You can make business owners more money very quickly. You can give them more time back so they're not the ones writing any of their stuff. You can take it off their plate and get it done in just a few hours a day. And 3, when you have more money and you have more time, guess what you have more of? Peace. So you give all 3 of those things to business owners when you just take copywriting off their plate and sell stuff for them on repeat. My goodness, you're in the money. You just find 6, 7-figure business owners and start writing their stuff for them. Boom. You're making 6 figures a year. It's really simple. Good question, Ragnarok. Or Ragnarok, whatever. I don't know how to say your name. As a beginner, is AI going to replace me? Yes. If you don't learn how to write copy, then AI is going to replace you. It's very simple. AI is a technology. Instead of thinking about, is AI going to replace me? Is AI going to replace copywriters? Is AI going to replace truck drivers? Is AI going to replace whatever? Look at AI like a technology that you can learn to leverage to write better copy, write faster copy, get better research done in less time, and crush it as a copywriter. The copywriter of 2026 is an AI copywriter. Okay? The AI isn't just going to magically just wipe all these things out of thin air just like that. What's going to happen and what's already happening is guys who are learning to leverage AI, in addition to learning copywriting, cha-ching, they're cashing and making the most money. That doesn't mean AI is wiping out copywriters. What's happening is if you just rely on AI to click a button for you, you'll never learn how to write copy and you won't get great results for clients, which means you're not going to make much money. But if you learn core foundational copy skills and you also learn to leverage AI, in addition to that, you're going to get more done in less time and convert faster. So AI, stop thinking about it as something that is the big bad wolf and instead think of it as the next opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity of like the past 26 years, 25 years since the internet came on the scene. The internet is a technology. What happened when people were handwriting sales letters and putting them in newspapers when the internet came around? People were saying, the internet's going to wipe out everything. Y2K.com. The sky is falling, right? So just think about this. What happened? Did all those copywriters who were writing by hand, using typewriters and just putting ads in newspapers, did they get wiped out? No, they kept making money. But you know who made the most money? It's the guys who learned copywriting just like those guys. But instead of sticking with the books and the OG traditional way to write copy, they also learned the internet and started to write sales pages that instead of reaching thousands with their local newspaper, they could reach millions. They started writing Google ads and eventually Facebook ads. So instead of reaching thousands in their local brochures and local businesses, they could reach millions. And instead of writing odd jobs here and little commercials for local broadcasting stations, they went on and started writing VSLs and started writing emails. They took the traditional copywriting skill and they combined it with the new internet. And they became supercharged copywriters and started making tens of thousands of dollars a month. And so many copywriters were birthed out of this era. The old copywriters didn't die off. They kept making money. These guys just made money quicker, easier, faster, and better, and became more better positioned to start capitalizing on this new technology. The same thing is happening today. What's happening with the internet 25 years ago is what's happening with AI today. And the guys who don't leverage AI, the guys who just be like, ooh, AI is going to just solve my problems. If you're a copywriter 25 years ago when the internet came on the scene, if you didn't study copy and write daily, good luck trying to leverage the internet to crush it as a copywriter. It makes no sense. It's two things. Learn the skill that actually makes businesses money, and then learn how to leverage technology to speed up that thing, get more done in less time, and convert better. It's very simple. Okay, so let's see. Kevin, good question. I actually just did a video on this that I just released. What about people saying you need to be a one-man marketing operator now because of AI instead of just copywriting emails? No, we're not there yet. It's not. You do not need to be the one-man marketing show yet. Down in the future, I think in the next like 3 to 5 years, this is probably going to become more true. But as it stands right now, this is not true. You do not need to be a one-man marketing show that does the emails, the ads, the sales pages, the whatever, the marketing strategy, the SEO, the Google ads, the media buying. Like, you don't need to be that person yet. That's not true. People saying that you have to be a growth operator, you have to be the CMO, fractional CMO, and like whatever, do all the marketing for them. That's BS. That's not true. And how do I know that? It's because I currently work with clients where I'm not the one-man marketing show. I'm just the copywriter who does just the emails. Some cases I just do case studies or blog posts and lead magnets. Other places I've just done like literally one thing. Usually it's emails. And there's someone else tackling graphic design, someone else doing media buying for Facebook ads. Why? Because their business is making so much money, and some of these skills and these positions are super highly specialized and require a decent amount of work. Right? The media buyer doesn't have time to write emails. The email guy doesn't have time to buy Facebook ads and Instagram ads, nor does he care. Nor does it matter, because the business owner is getting a great ROI here. The business is streamlined. The business has a graphic designer here. It's streamlined. And the whole thing functions together. Now, as time goes on, where I think copywriters are going to be going is more into the growth operating role. But that is not, we're not there yet. We're so far from this, guys. Do you know me? Dude, I just landed a client back in December. I wasn't even trying to land her as a client, just because she was so clueless about all things marketing. She had no idea. She was making like She was making really good money and she was good at what she did. She had a great product, but she had no idea. Baby boomer lady, she knew not much about marketing. Dude, I came in and said the tiniest things about like, oh, emails and conversions and email marketing and grow your list and lead magnets. And she was like blown away. She doesn't have, you think she has the faintest clue how to click a button and let AI do all the stuff for her? She has no idea. So you guys think that all the business owners in the world are super advanced and like on this AI stuff already. And like, they're like, screw copywriters are going to write my emails. I need somebody to just run the whole thing. Like, that's not how this works. We're not there yet. I think what's going to happen as the copywriter, here's my prediction. As the copywriter gets better, as AI gets smarter, and as you get better at both those things, yes, what that means is you're going to be able to get more done in less time. You're going to be able to, what used to take copywriters, we'll just say an hour per client per day, 3 to 4 clients, 3 to 4 hours as a copywriter. What used to take that amount of time is now going to take you like 1 to 2 hours per day. So what that, just think about this. What that means is the copywriters, you can actually take on double the clients. We're always so scared and fear about like what the business owners are doing and, oh, they don't want copywriters anymore. Yeah, they do. You want to know why they want copywriters? Because they want money. They want more revenue. So until their AI copywriting, when they click a button, converts better than the average copywriter who studies the thing for 30 days, that you can convince them to hire you. Why? Because anybody who's smart about business at all will be open to making more money and trying new things. And the guys who are already making 6 figures per year, which is the best client to go after as a new copywriter, guys who are already making 100K in revenue per month and $1 million per year. So guys who are already making 100K per month in revenue, these guys already have 2 to 3 hires and they still want to make money. Oftentimes their emails suck and they're not emailing enough and they need someone to take this off their plate. Oftentimes their ads are subpar. Oftentimes it's like they might be crushing it in one area like organic social, but they're just failing in like ads, paid ads or emails, or their sales page sucks. So like, this is just, remember, as long as you can provide value to the business owner and make them more money, you are worthy of being paid something. Like this is very simple. Go look at business owners online. And if you see something you can do to improve their business, there's money to be made. Now, my argument against the growth operator thing versus copywriter is that trying to become a growth operator from like knowing nothing about copywriting to whatever, it's like trying to get into like a Formula One car from not knowing how to drive. Like you're like 13 years old, you've never driven a car before and you want to go hop in an F1. Good luck trying to drive that thing. Like that's what growth operating is. People don't get how complicated and all these things you have to do, strategy, learn emails, ads, sales pages, all this stuff at the same time, be a full funnel copywriter beyond. This stuff is not easy to learn from scratch. It's going from 0 to 100. Beginners cannot handle this. Most beginners, unless you have a huge writing background, marketing background, or sales background, like that's going to be a tough thing. But anybody can learn one siloed part of copywriting, emails, or just ads, or just sales pages, and crush it and get to 10K a month now in 2025, in 2026, in 2027. By 2030, is that going to be the copywriter going to have to take a little bit more on at that point? Maybe. But it's funny because as they take more on, they're getting more stuff done in less time. So the amount of time you're spending versus how much money you're making isn't changing. The role may adapt and evolve as AI gets bigger and stuff, but it's not going to. You could do this stuff. That this is not like instantly overnight AI's wiped out copywriters and stuff. That's not how this works. If you see a way to provide value to a business owner, go provide value. Go find rich people and help them and make their lives easier, and you will make money. If you just want to look at someone's emails and fix their emails to make them more money, then you're going to get money from these guys. If you want to take on their emails and their ads and their sales pages and become the growth operator and make even more money than that, and you've been studying this thing and you got a couple clients as a copywriter already, be my guest. You want to make more money, provide more value to the business owner, and you've been learning and growing and it's not too overwhelming for you, go to the next level and do that too. But you don't have to. I hope that makes sense. I know there's a kind of a lot there, but to unpack, but yeah. Any other questions, Kevin? Follow up to that, just let me know. Why did you skip my comment? I didn't skip your comment. I have lots of questions coming in from 500 different areas. I'm on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram right now, and I have a bunch of comments coming in. What's your question, Piano? How qualified are you? I make similar, but I've been working as a neurologist in the UK for 23 years. that's awesome. That's really crazy that you're a neurologist. Are you looking into copywriting? Because you can totally switch from anything. It doesn't matter what your background is. You obviously know how to study and like are very clearly very smart. So you probably have a pretty big advantage if you do start copywriting. How qualified am I? Let me tell you how qualified I am. I'm a high school graduate. I don't have a college degree. I don't have any certifications as a copywriter. I don't have any like awards that I've won with like the top ad companies and ad agencies in the world and ad awards. I have no traditional like successful looking qualifications if you just looked at my resume. But here's what I do have. How qualified am I? I figured out how within 1 year to go from $0 to $9,000 a month, writing emails for business owners online, about 2 to 5 clients a month. And doing this by the time I was in my second year in just 3 to 4 hours a day. How qualified am I? I've landed hundreds of clients online as a stranger on the internet. I've convinced them to pay me money to go write their emails and their blog posts and their lead magnets. How qualified am I? I've made over $650,000 in profit as a freelance copywriter. I've taught over 600 students in my course, and over 75 people I've coached one-on-one to land their first clients and get to full-time. So my qualifications are in the results I've gotten, not in any certification or degree or thing on the wall. It's in my life. My life is my qualifications. So if your son's interested in it, any questions you have for your sons on your son's behalf, or if you want your son to ask those questions, hit me up right now. I'll answer any questions you have about what copywriting is, why business owners will pay such good money, and why it's such a good opportunity in 2025 to build a business, to actually make a solid income, to get to 6 figures per year. And this isn't a get rich quick thing. There's some weirdos online, some gurus who flex Lambos and Rolexes that they probably rented for the day. And they'll say, get to 20K a month in the next 30 days. Just click this button with AI and like, boom, like you're riding a Lambo like me and partying with the boys. That's not what this thing is. This is an actual tangible skill that business owners have been paying people for at least 120 years since like modern marketing took off in the early 1900s. So anything you've seen from like billboards, commercials, TV commercials, Super Bowl commercials are obviously like the glorified peak element of what copywriting is. But everything you see, brochures for the local lawn mowing company service, it's, somebody dropping off cards that has like a business card on them. It's KFC's menu when you go buy fried chicken. Like all of this is copywriting. He has applied to a couple of good universities after getting a good level. So what degree should he do? He doesn't need a degree to start copywriting. That's the cool thing, is like you actually don't need any certifications or degree to become a copywriter and to make 10K a month as a copywriter. A copywriter, all that business owners care for, because at the end of the day, it just comes down to what is required to make the money. And here's what's required. You need to build the skill of actually writing copy, to know how to write the stuff that sells stuff for businesses. So you need to learn salesmanship in print. That's what copywriting is. Besides that, the second thing is you just need to learn how to land clients online. So those are the two skills. That's it. Write the copy, learn that skill, and actually go learn how to land clients. If he wanted to do a degree, what would boost his ability? If he wanted to go into something with like business or marketing, I mean, if he's gonna go do university no matter what, somebody with marketing or business would probably be the best thing he can learn. Anything, or even psychology, because as a copywriter, you need to understand psychology and how humans think in order to sell more. So if he would do like I wouldn't even normally recommend someone do university, because you don't even need it. You don't need university degree to actually build this thing up within a year to full time. Some people can do it in 3 months. And so if you are going to go to university and your son's going to be there no matter what, and he's got to pick something, marketing and psychology. Like I would probably, if I would recommend anything, it's like go major, minor, however you want to split that, probably major in marketing, minor psychology or something like that. That would probably give him the best footing for just like what copywriting is in its entirety. But he can learn this thing in a few weeks. He can get good enough in a few weeks to start landing clients with just the right training. Just by practicing and building up his writing skill, getting a couple copywriting books, hand copying sales letters, getting courses or coaching to speed things up, he can learn in a few weeks and be ready to land clients that quickly too. Okay, you don't have major, minor in the UK. Okay, I'm not sure how the UK works. I'm from Canada. So whatever he goes into, marketing and psychology, those two things, primarily marketing, second thing being psychology, that would be like probably what I'd recommend. I probably wouldn't even recommend him doing any writing stuff, because the writing stuff, that if he gets a writing degree or journalism, it's going to be a very, very different style of writing than copywriting. Copywriting, all it actually requires is 5th grade level writing. Like it's the simplest form of writing. It's the same level of writing that the average person reads, right? The average person doesn't read these big, huge academic papers and major journalistic type stuff. The average person reads news headlines and like simple books. Like the average person reads social media posts and like emails. Like the average person reads at a 5th grade level, statistically proven, which is why newspapers are written at 5th grade, 7th grade level. It's because that's how the average human reads. So copywriters actually write, the best copywriters write at a 5th to 7th grade level. They actually have to, your son's gonna have to actually learn how to dumb down his writing in order to get good as a copywriter, which is an interesting part of the learning. So I probably wouldn't recommend he gets a writing degree or journalism degree, but marketing primarily, and then psychology as like the secondary thing. However he can sort of that, that'll be the best footing in terms of anything to do with post-secondary. Okay, so Kevin says, what would you say moving forward? Email ads especially is best for the long term for retainers, especially. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Like my 3 recommended types of copy, like to specialize in, if you're just unsure, like, hey, what should I do? By the way, you should not be a generalist copywriter who just writes everything. I'll write anything for everybody. That's like the hardest and most confusing path, and you're gonna make your life a living hell. Pick one type of copy and get good at it. The 3, and there's dozens of types of copy. There's so many kinds of copy, but the 3 like biggest ones that I would recommend, the 3 main ones, pick one of these: emails, sales pages, or ads. Those three things, if you learn how to write any one of those and just go all in on it, you can make a lot of money, because those are all directly tied to conversions very quickly. So if you want retainers, the 2 that you can get to retainers on easier out of those 3, right? So emails, sales pages, ads. Sales pages is hard to get retainers on, because you're typically writing a bigger sales page for a high ticket program that's like $2,000 to $5,000 to $10,000 plus. So the sales page, the writing that's required for the business owner is typically like, write the thing once and like optimize it, so you just get paid a set fee, or you get a revenue share percentage. So there's not really retainers involved much with sales pages, unless somebody has like crazy amounts of new offers going out nonstop. But it's a harder thing. If you want retainers, it's going to be emails or ads, because emails and ads, business owners need more of them every month. It's like a consumable product like toothpaste or shampoo. You need to keep refueling the business with more of it. It's fuel injected into the business. It's communication with the audience, right? The sales page is there and it's static, and you just send traffic to that. But how do you send traffic to a sales page? With ads and emails. So ads and emails are something that businesses keep needing: new ads, new ad creative, fresh ads nonstop to test. They also need new emails just to maintain and nurture that audience. Ads can be used in several ways, like to attract an audience, so branding people, cold traffic to just bring them in, do lead gen, get people into your email list, nurture your audience that you already have, and convert cold traffic or convert warm traffic. Emails, typically what you're doing is you're taking cold traffic and you're warming them up till eventually they buy. And so there's a lot you can do with emails. Both of those 2 things, ads and emails, are easiest for retainers. Why? Because businesses keep needing new ones every month. It's a consumable style of copywriting. So you can convert quick with both. You can sell quick with both. You can make lots of money with both. But those are easier if you want, like, just, I will write you 4 emails a month or 4 ads a month for $1,000. That type of copywriting agreement, which is very common. Versus a sales page might be like, I will write you the sales page for $5,000 or $10,000, or I will write the sales page one time for 10% revenue on royalties on what I generate. So those are kind of the differences between what you should go into. If you like, you just got to test what kind of style of copy you like just by writing it and practicing. There was a couple questions I think I missed up above. Let me see here. Rachel asks, how did you get your first client? The first client I ever got, it was 6 weeks after I started learning. I was writing copy daily. I was reading copywriting books. I was hand copying sales letters. I was going through courses. Those were all things I was doing to learn copy, and I niched and specialized. And how I niched and specialized quickly early on was actually into blog posts, which is more so content writing than copywriting. Still copywriting, but you're more so pulling top of funnel traffic. You're bringing in eyeballs to a website through Google by creating informative content through blog posts, right? Just like it's very similar to social media posts. You're writing social media posts to encourage, entertain, inform an audience and attract them into your business. Then you pull them into your email list. Then you pull them into your sales page or your product page and convert them. So I landed my first client after I wrote daily, read books, hand copy sales letters, took a bunch of courses. I invested $5,000 into courses in my first year. And then I niched down into three things: personal finance, travel, and marketing business topics. And I specialized into blog posts. Then I started writing those every day. And then I put them onto Fiverr.com. So I actually landed my first client on Fiverr.com. I wouldn't recommend going on Fiverr necessarily today. It's a very cheap platform. It's a cheap freelance marketplace to connect service providers like copywriters, graphic designers, developers, video editors, and stuff with businesses. And so you put up a gig, kind of like an e-commerce store like Amazon, and so I said, I will write a 500-word blog post on travel. I will write a 500-word blog post on personal finance, all that stuff. And then I put my stuff up, and within a week, I put up samples, and I got my first client. It was like a week or two or something. It was like a $15 blog post, super cheap, but it got the ball rolling. I got a 5-star review on the platform. It juiced me up in the algorithm. I got another client 3 days later, another client like a week later. And because I was doing good work, I was getting good reviews, and it pushed me up in the platform more. And so it was a very much like gamified system, but it's very cheap at very low price. And that was 6 years ago. It's even more cheap, and I would say saturated to some degree with like very low price services. It's not seen as a premium marketplace. If you're going to use a freelance marketplace, I'd recommend Upwork over anything. Upwork's solid. I've made over $150,000 from Upwork alone, from inbounds, from you can get inbound leads now just like Fiverr, but you can also do outbounds and stuff like that. But that's still, social media is still the best and number one strategy to get your client in 2025. And I've landed clients in every way imaginable. Cold email, Facebook groups, inbounds, referrals, warm traffic, cold email, in person, you name it, I've done it. So the best thing today is warm social media outreach using high value, low volume approach. Okay, so next question. Hello, Brandon. Please, I saw your post on Instagram about reaching out to prospects. What do I do if I send DMs and they don't respond? 1 second. Let me just take a sip from my Santa Claus cup. Merry Christmas in September. Okay, so you reached out to a prospect and you send a DM and they don't respond. Now, is this the first DM you sent them? Because your first DM you send should not be a pitch. The first DM you send should just be an opener. Hey, I really liked what you posted about XYZ. It resonated with me because of ABC. And then you could ask a question. Hey, how long have you been doing coaching for? Hey, how long have you been doing this e-com business for? Hey, whatever. Then wait for their response. If they don't respond, I would just move on until you get people who have responded. Once someone has responded to you in the DMs, just do a conversation opener, not a pitch. This is the best strategy I've seen work in 2025, by the way. Hint, hint. With my 600 students, my $650,000 in earnings, coaching over 75 guys one-on-one. This is the best thing I've seen that works to open the conversation in the DMs to actually land clients fast. Once they reply, you're out of message request. So now if you send them anything like a pitch, they're going to see it. But if you pitch right away, you're going to be stuck in message request. This is basically like DMs are basically like email inboxes where all of a sudden now emails are getting filtered into the primary, promotions, and spam. DMs are the same way now. So you need to get out of the promotions or spam folder, which is the message request, and into the primary. That's your first mission before you pitch. People don't get this stuff. They think just pitch as many people, cold pitch right away, email hundreds of people, click the software. They don't get it. You need to make sure your message is seen or otherwise you're screwed and there's no point. So get out of message request first, start a conversation. If those guys don't respond to that first DM, I would just move on and DM the next person. But if you've sent the first DM, then somebody's responded to you. Now you're out of message request. So if you send anything like a pitch, they're going to see it. If you then have sent that pitch and they still haven't responded, go follow up. Go follow up. The first guy I ever coached, he got 2 clients in the first 30 days. The first client he landed was through my sniper bomb system, the way I teach, which is to warm people up in the DMs, send them an audit and sample. So send them an audit of their copy, tell them what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong, how to fix it. And then how you send them a first piece of copy for free to prove that you know how to write the stuff too. He sent that and he was so bummed because he was like, oh man, I got left on red for like 4 days. Like, oh, clearly the guy didn't like it. And he was like really disappointed and like just like down on himself. And I was like, okay, how many times have you followed up? And Chase was like, what do you mean? I was like, dude, you haven't even followed up with the guy once? Like, he probably just got busy and like was eating dinner with his family and a squirrel, like what's going on? And, like, we always assume the worst when we're outreaching, but assume the best. Assume the guy got busy. And so I said, go follow up with him, just see. And he said, well, what should I say? Here's a really easy thing to say. Hey, what did you think of the audit and sample I sent over when you're doing the strategy? So he said that. Next thing you know, he gets a message back like 3 hours later, and the guy sends him a voice message back. It says, oh my goodness, Chase, wow, thank you so much for this. Like, really appreciate it. Hey, sorry I had missed this the other day. I was busy and caught up with XYZ, whatever. But this is great. Really appreciate all your tips with the audit. Like, this is like really good advice. The sample's solid. I've already been thinking about fixing my landing page and XYZ. Like, how about we hop on a call and you just explain how this stuff works? And then he landed him. Boom. Just like that. So if you didn't get a response in the DMs to your first DM, just move on. If you didn't get a response in the DMs after you've pitched, following that method, then follow up. Hey, what did you think of the thing I sent over? Easiest way to follow up. Another way you can follow up, send a voice message. Another way you can follow up, send a Loom video. Another way you can follow up, send a screenshot of their marketing, telling them what to fix and what to do, what they're doing wrong, and how to improve it. Just like do something different than what everybody else does in the DMs. Everybody in the DMs is just sending pitches right away, saying, hey bro, could I 2-3x your revenue? Hey man, if I could do this, would you XYZ? Hey, if, ends, and buts. Like, no ifs, ends, and buts. No showing up empty-handed, being a beggar, and like, this stuff doesn't work anymore. Everybody does it, and everybody sounds the same like an AI robot. And a lot of people are using AI just to spam outreaches, and they don't work. Don't ask them, do you need a copywriter? Don't say, hey bro, do you want some emails? Don't say any of this stuff. Don't say, hey bro, are you looking to grow your revenue? Of course they're looking to grow their revenue. Like, of course. Like, of course they want more money. They're not going to give it to you, though, if you open your DM pitches like that. If you sound like everybody else, you're going to get the same results as everybody else trying. Zero. If you want to start making money, be better. Be different. Thankfully, better doesn't require much. In fact, it's quicker and easier than what everybody else is saying to do. Don't just spray and pray outreaches, copy paste templates, hoping that like eventually somebody's going to stick if you just throw enough mud against the wall. Guess what? Try taking a bag of crap and selling that to 1 million people. See how many people buy it from you for $100. You can send that same DM outreach to 1 million people, but if you're coming up with a bag of crap and that's what you're doing to try to land them, good luck. How about instead, don't show up with that. Show up with something that's actually valuable and helpful to the business. Show up with a bag of gold to them. You don't ask them for gold, you bring the gold. You don't ask them, oh, please, sir, may I have some more of your business? Oh, please, sir, may I just have a pittance of soup? This isn't how business works. You have to prove yourself in the DMs. You have to be the one to prove everything instantly. Business owners, you think these guys they're working 12, 16-hour days. You think they have time to be like, I wonder if this guy said he could maybe send something over to me. I wonder if I should take him up on that. I've just been waiting for somebody to say this all day. No, they're getting messages like this all day. Don't even say, hey bro, I wrote you something, whatever, mind if I send it over? Don't lie, and don't wait for them to give you permission to send something over. Just send something over. Like, just go ahead and be proactive and prove yourself, and don't show up empty-handed. Give something to them upfront for free, no expectations in return. Go help business owners. The last lady I landed as a client, guess what happened? I started talking to her. We're at a random Christmas dinner. She just starts telling me about her business. Oh, this is what I'm doing, blah, blah. Turns out she has an audience of like 350,000 people online. She has like 100,000 people on YouTube. She has a daily show. I landed her as a client, and I wasn't even trying, and I didn't even care. I didn't even want her as a client. I didn't care. But this is what happened. She tells me about her business. I immediately, because this stuff's just a fun video game to me, I immediately start telling her, oh, you should be doing this, change this, fix that, change this, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, you're doing this on YouTube? Where's your call to action to your email list? Oh, your email list is so tiny. Like, that's a problem. Like, you should be fixing this because of XYZ. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just like the Terminator. Just become the Terminator. Get really good at learning copy and know how stuff works, and then start terminating. Let's go through and start looking at people's businesses and fixing their stuff for free. Like, do it ahead of time. Tell them what to do right, what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong, how to fix it and why. Just start doing this stuff. Pretend you already work for people, and you're going to get paid a lot of money. Like, it's very easy. This is very simple stuff. Go prove yourself. Enter the door as a consultant. You will land them as a copywriter. Go become the expert and go help people. And they're going to trust you to implement the advice you're giving them. If you don't give helpful advice, if you don't give them any free tips up front, if you don't tell them and direct them and strategize and give them the sauce, like right out of the gate, just show them your playbook, you're never going to land clients in 2025 or 2026. Go do more, be better, look at their stuff, and tell them how to fix it. Okay, Rachel, you say, what if I send my first DM, but they just viewed and didn't reply? Move on. I mean, it's up to you. I don't recommend wasting time on people who aren't going to reply to an initial DM. Here's a little secret thing for you. If a business owner isn't going to reply to a DM where you're opening up a conversation, they probably don't have very good revenue generation. Like if they're not going to respond to a DM, you could be a potential client of theirs. You could be a potential lead of theirs. If they're not going to reply to you and you're just starting a conversation, hey, I really like what you posted about XYZ. How do they know you're not a client of theirs or a future customer? If they're not going to respond to your DM, I'd move on because they probably are missing lots of revenue in other ways, which means it actually shows that they have a lack of expertise and they're struggling with their revenue, probably, if they're not going to respond to you. Now, if you open with a crazy pitch and they don't respond to you, that's a different story. But if you're just saying like, hey, I really like what you post about XYZ, like how long have you been doing coaching for? If they're not coming in and like potentially capturing a potential lead, which is a customer or client, maybe, and they're not going to respond to you, move on. Like just go to the next person. They probably have trouble in their business. They're probably not making much money. Realistically, like it's probably not happening. Even whether they're replying themselves or they have a customer success manager or a social media manager or whatever, if they're not replying, there's problems in their business. They're not making much money. Realistically, because they're missing out on you being a potential client of theirs. But if you want to go follow up with them, like be my guest though too. Like, but I personally would just lean on the side, just DM another person, go reach out. There's 2 billion people on Instagram. There's 360 million businesses on earth. There's no shortage of money out there. There's no shortage of opportunity. There's no shortage of customers and clients and leads. Go, just keep DMing, keep outreaching to another person and putting in the work. We got a couple questions here. AA Karimo says, I would love to take your course, but I can't afford it right now. But you sure is my future coach. Thank you, AA Karimo. I appreciate it. I actually have 2 courses, by the way. So I have coaching, which is $1,900 a month. Okay, not everybody can afford that. I get it. But I also have 2 courses. One is the 6-figure copywriter. This teaches you everything you need to start writing copy, land your first client. It's my entire outreach system. It's everything I give my coaching students for $1,900, but you get it for a fraction of the price for $399 US. Lifetime access, 365-day money-back guarantee. No other copywriting course on earth offers that, by the way. Mine's the only one. So there's literally 0 risk. You can do it for 3 payments of $139. So if you can't afford $399, you can do it for 3 payments of $139. If you still can't afford even a $139 course payment for 3 payments, that's okay. The next easiest option is my second course, which is my intro to copywriting course called the 30-Day Copywriter. It's a $22 course. Anybody can afford this. If you can't afford a $22 course, you need to go get a 9-to-5 job and stop trying to become a copywriter. Go get a job first. Go make some money. Go learn to save and manage your money better before you try to be a freelance copywriter. So you're going to have trouble and struggle a lot if you can't figure that out. This course is a 30-day course to just teach you the skill of copywriting from scratch. So I won't teach you how to land clients and outreach and stuff in my 30-day copywriter course, but you're going to learn everything about how to write copy from 0 to being ready to land clients in just 30 days. And that's just $22. It's so cheap. This is literally cost of 2 large pizzas at Domino's or going to the movies with a bag of popcorn. Like anybody can afford this. If you can't, go get a 9-to-5 and make some money first. Yasser says, outreaching with a voice message. Thoughts? Get a reply first before you do that. I think it's a good idea. Before you try to send a voice message, send a text message so you're out of message request and in their primary. Once you're in their primary DMs, so you know you're in the primary because they responded to you. Once they respond, it's almost like a pretty much 100% chance you're in the primaries now. Once you're in their primary inbox, if you want to send a voice message to send a pitch, be my guest. People are not sending enough voice messages and Loom screen videos and screenshots. Like if you do that stuff more, you're going to make more money. Why? Because you're going to stand out more. Like you need to pattern interrupt people. You want to hook people. This is the crazy thing that people don't understand. Outreach is just copywriting. This is all copywriting. Just apply what you learn with copywriting to outreach. You want to get people to give you money, you need to first capture their attention. How do you do that? Follow them first. Like a post. Comment on that post. DM them to start a conversation. There's 4 marketing touch points. You need 7 or 8 to land a client or customer of any average business on earth. 7 to 8 marketing touch points are required to get a customer or client for the average business worldwide. Why would you be any different? Follow, like, comment, DM. There's the 4 touch points. Now pitch them. There's 5. They didn't respond to you? Follow up, follow up, follow up. There's 9 marketing touch points already. You're going to start getting clients just because you're showing up more and getting in their face. Now, don't just get in their face and do nothing though and show up empty-handed. Actually bring something to the table. Prove to them that you're an expert. Go help them for free. Go tell them everything they should be doing to fix their copy with like actually in-depth tips that if they applied it, their business would grow, they make more money. Whether they hire you or not, doesn't matter. So having said that, if you also throw in a voice message as your pitch or follow-up, if you show a screenshot of their copy and tell them how to fix it, if you do a Loom video where you're on camera, your face is in the bottom left, and you're in a Google Doc, the Google Doc of the audience sample you wrote, and telling them what to do and fix it, you do that kind of stuff, you mix up the style of like the actual message that they're receiving in the DMs, you're going to get more responses, you're going to land more clients. Why? Because you don't look like everybody else and you're pattern interrupting them. You are hooking them with your message, right? When people open their DMs, what do they see? Hey bro, if I get you to a survey, hey bro, are you looking for an email copywriter? Hey bro, XYZ, hey bro, if, and what's, whatever, everybody sounds the same. And it's all text-based messages. If you show up and you throw in a message that starts a conversation, oh, you're a human, that's kind of nice. Then you do a voice message. What the heck? Oh, I hear this guy's voice. You throw a screenshot in there as a follow-up. You do a Loom video. Every time they see a new message from you, it's a different type of media, text, voice message, Loom video, screenshot. You are hooking them. You're re-hooking them over and over again. Why? You're getting their attention. This is like advertising 101. Is like you need to hook people, whether it's a word-based hook or a visual hook. It's all about getting their attention, pattern interrupting them, breaking through the noise. You can break through the noise with the actual style of how you outreach. Text, voice message, screenshot, Loom video, and just keep rotating. Because every time you show up in the DMs, it's gonna be like, ching, new media from whatever. Oh, voice message. Oh, screenshot. Oh, video. What the heck? Whoa. And each time you do that, you also build trust. People hear your voice, more trust. People see your face, more trust. People see you can screenshot things and do like even a little bit of stuff with like your computer, more trust. They're going to trust you more. So yeah, go do voice messages. It's going to help you. Okay, there's a couple other questions here. Guys, keep asking questions. Any questions you have about getting to 10K a month as a freelance copywriter, hit me up. Ask away in the comments below. Any questions? What the heck's copywriting? How do you get started? How do you learn the skill fast and get good as a copywriter quick? How do you practice copywriting, learn it, exercises? How do you land your first client? How do you outreach best in 2025? What strategy works best? How do you get to your first $1,000 a month? How do you get to your first $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 a month? I'll tell you. How do I know? Because I've done all of those things. I've done all those things. 6 years ago, I went from $0 to $9,000 a month as a freelance copywriter in 12 months. I got my first client in 6 weeks. I quit my job in 3 months and quit my wife's job. We moved halfway around the world from Vancouver to Australia and then Thailand. I got my first $5,000 a month in month 7. I got my first $7,000 a month in month 8. I got a $7,000 email project that month that later turned into an $8,300 a month retainer from a single client. I built a $9,000 a month business in 12 months and made more money than I've ever made in any jobs. I made more money than triple what I used to make, made more than my wife and my salary combined 1 year before then. And since then, we moved and lived everywhere, all across the world, Canada, US, Australia, Thailand, Vietnam. We're going to go to Italy next week and live there for a month and just travel and write copy still in a few hours a day and travel and have fun and whatever with my wife and our 2 girls to celebrate our 10-year anniversary. So like any questions you have, ask them. This is normally doing this kind of thing is normally something people pay me thousands of dollars for. It's just to get on a call with me and coach them and ask questions. You get me for free right now. Take advantage of this. Ask any questions in the comments below. Getting started, landing clients, building this thing up. Any questions you have, hit me up now. I'm going to be on for maybe like 20 more minutes, and then I'm peacing out. So let's go through the next questions here. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, I think we just answered this one. Okay, here we go. People saying you need this. Okay, we're just scrolling down. Okay, here we go. Anas. Are you saying that if we write daily, learn how to write 8 MPS, and learn how to write simple sales letter and how to write daily, we're ready to look for a job? Yeah, 100%. Like this stuff is not hard to learn. It's very simple. Like you just need to build the right foundational stuff and do a few key core exercises to learn the thing daily for 30 days, and you can start landing clients and making money. So some of those things you just said. Yes, step one, start actually writing. It's crazy to me how many people approach me and be like, hey bro, I can't land clients. I'm not sure what's going on. I've been trying for 6 months and no dollars. I'm like, okay, how much are you writing daily? First question I usually ask. Well, like, I'm just trying to land clients right now, bro. Like, just tell me with that. And I'm like, okay, how much time are you writing daily? And they're like, well, like I haven't really written in like 3 or 4 days, and like, I don't know, maybe like 15 minutes a day sometimes. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like you want to convince people to pay you thousands of dollars online, and you won't even do the thing that's like required, the very thing that's going to actually be giving you that money. Like go write daily. You don't have to write for 17 hours a day. Like go start by writing for 30 to 60 minutes in the morning. Just writing. Build up your general writing skill. Do that step one. Start writing. Just open up a Google Doc, set a timer, and just write. Build your general writing skill. Build up your general writing muscle by just writing. Free writing, give yourself a prompt, doesn't matter what you write. Then start reading copywriting books. You can start with Adweek Copywriting Handbook. Read that every day for 15 to 30 minutes. You're going to start learning consumer psychology really quickly. After that, start hand copying and studying sales letters and ads that have performed well in the past. I have a $2 billion swipe file. It's a free swipe file of 73 classic sales letters and ads. If you want that, just DM me, just say swipe file, and I'll give it to you. It's 73 of the best ads and sales letters of all time. One of them generated $2 billion in sales. One single piece of copy in this swipe file. And dozens of others have generated millions. Study the stuff. Write the stuff. Just write it word for word. You're going to start writing copy daily. Or start writing high-performing copy. It's just going to start clicking. Yes, learning frameworks. Attention, interest, desire, action, AIDA. Problem, agitate, solution, PAS. Learn these frameworks. Copy is very much scientific. It's very much formulaic. It's very much like, here's how you hook people. Here's how to build up desire. Here's how to get them to actually buy it and pull out their credit cards and click the button. Like, it's super simple. Once you learn these step-by-step frameworks, it's easy as ABC, 1, 2, 3. Next thing you know, you're making 10K a month. Like, it really is straightforward. And then, yeah, if you learn how to write these things, like within 30 days, most people can be ready to land clients. Now, I wouldn't call it looking for a job. You can take this into a 9-to-5 if you want, but what I teach is how to do this as a freelance copywriter, where you're just working with like 2, 3, 4, 5 clients a month, making like $1,000 to $3,000 a month on average from each one, making 10K a month, and doing it just 3 to 4 hours a day. Like, you can do this. You can build this thing up. 30 days. Give yourself 30 days. And this is all you got to do. Write every day, study the craft every day, and outreach every day. If you can do 1 hour of that each day, you're crushing it. Even if you screw up how you're learning and all the things you're doing, like, you're going to do good. You're going to get 10K a month. Okay, so next question. Anas, another one. When we follow how to write sales emails, use the frameworks, how are beginners supposed to help business owners when they want email launches, welcome emails? Take it one step at a time, Anas. Take it one step at a time. Yes, as you learn email, like if you're going to go down the email path as a copywriter, my favorite, personally, it's how I've made the most money. Start by just learning email frameworks, right? Learning frameworks with your copy. Problem, agitate, solution. You can take that into every email. AIDA, take that into every email, right? Once you have those core frameworks down, learn storytelling emails. SLO framework. This is what I teach. Story, lesson, offer. Hook them with a story. Bring in a lesson that adds value. Bring that to your offer and transition to that to actually sell something. You always entertain people. You always inform them and educate and add value. You always pitch and always make money. SLO. It serves every type of audience and every type of email reader. And you can do this every single day. Boom, 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 boom. After that, there's a few core emails you need to learn how to write. Don't worry about so much about launches right now. Don't worry so much about like every other type of email. Yes, I teach the 5 or 6 core emails you need to learn how to write. like the welcome email, the transformation story, the founder story, the practical how-to, those types of emails. But just get the general frameworks down first. Just focus on the foundations, the fundamentals. Then from there, once you know how to write a standard SLO email, right? And once you know how to write an email with ADA or sales letter, you can write an offer email. It's just the same thing as a sales page, essentially. From there, you want to learn how to write a welcome email, because this is the most important email. It's the first email people get when they sign up. Then you should learn how to write a welcome email series. But just take it one step at a time. Take it one step at a time. How do you learn all these things? Like, you learn by getting enough done to get your foot in the door to start landing clients. You see they have a crappy welcome email, learn how to write a welcome email. I have a free YouTube video on how to write a welcome email. Go take that, learn it. I used to paywall this behind my course. I have it in my course. I go more in depth with that, but you can get this for free on my YouTube. There you go. Now you have the most important email on your belt. Take that, go look at businesses, give them an audit. They have a crappy welcome email, go rewrite it, write them a new one. You get your foot in the door. They say, okay, cool. Where do we go from here? Say, cool. I'll write your weekly emails and I'll write you a whole welcome email series. You don't know how to do this? Figure it out on the spot. When you just need to get enough knowledge, the basis of your foundation done to actually start landing clients. Once you have that first client, you're going to learn so much. Like, honestly, the stuff you learn before client number one is like, it's like the 80-20 rule. It's like 20% of what you'll ever learn as a copywriter is before you land your first client. Once you get your first client, your learning just skyrockets. Why? Because you're actually working with a tangible business, with a tangible product, tangible offer, and a tangible audience that's real. You get to work in real time with a real client, like figuring out how to communicate, how to invoice, how to onboard, how to research, how to do questionnaires, interviews, how to actually like craft the stuff, how to fit it into the rest of their marketing, how to work within the software, whether it's email software or whatever else they're using, like Beehive, Kit, or Klaviyo. And then how to actually like launch the thing, track results, do revisions if necessary, and complete the project. You learn like a huge amount more. This is why I teach people, like, dude, just get good enough to land clients and then start landing clients, because you're going to accelerate so much as a copywriter once you get client number one. But you don't need to learn the whole shebang. You don't need to have 500. You don't have to know how to do a whole launch and 1,500 different types of emails and all this stuff. Like, don't overwhelm yourself. Just like learn the basics. Learn how to write an email, the everyday email. Learn how to write a welcome email. I have a free video on this on YouTube. And go pitch clients. Like, go provide value where you can, and keep learning, right? You find out they don't have a full welcome email series, you're going to learn how to write a welcome email series and pitch that to them. You figure out, okay, we wrote a welcome email series. I need to write their weekly emails. Go write their weekly emails. What kind of emails should you write? Go look at their competitors. Go swipe their emails. Go look at what they're writing and write similar things. Like, this is the best copywriters, literally, they don't start from scratch. They start with what already works. Just look at what already is working in the space and replicate and make something new. Don't copy paste. Don't steal people's stuff. That's not what I'm saying. But let's just say your target market is a fitness coach. You see competitors in the space. Your client sells weight loss. You see a competitor in the space who sells strength coach. He's a strength coach. He has an email that says, here's how to gain 7 pounds of muscle in 7 days. Here's how you ethically swipe. You take their here's how to gain 7 pounds of muscle in 7 days. You take it to your fat loss client, who's a fitness coach for fat loss, and you say, here's how to lose 7 pounds in 7 days. There you go. You just ethically swiped an email and a subject line and a hook and a headline, and now you can write your email. You take the idea, you see what hooks you, you make something new. You don't know what to write? Go look at what other people are doing, replicate, make it better. Make something new and apply it to your business. I was always fascinated how learning how to write simple emails made some confident enough to write all other kinds of assets. When do you want to be confident enough to move on to doing the work? Confident enough to doing the work. I think maybe what you're trying to say is, like, when are you confident enough to like land clients? I think that's what you're asking. Here's how you know when you're ready to land clients. When you can look at a business owner's website and confidently believe that you could write better copy. That's it. If you cannot look at a business owner's site or emails or ads, whatever your specialty is, if you can't quickly see, like, oh, this headline could be improved because of XYZ. Oh, they should add more social proof. Oh, their call to action is XYZ. Hey, oh, da, da, da. If you can't see like 3 to 5 things like within seconds, within like 30 seconds, you can't see like 3 to 5 things to fix with their copy, you're not ready. You need to go back to the books, study copywriting more, hand copy sales letters, study sales letters more, ads, high-performing ones, look at other emails in the space or whatever, write copy more until you can see this stuff. Like, this is very straightforward. If you can't see how to improve someone's stuff, what are you going to pitch them anyways? Like, how are you going to get them to give you money if you can't say how you're going to make them more money? This is why I teach this exact way. It's because all the other gurus online are going to tell you, oh, you watched my video today for 10 hours? Great, go start landing clients tomorrow. Like, this is nonsense. This is, if you want to make 6 figures, you need to build a 6-figure skill. Thankfully, it doesn't take long to do that. In 30 days, you can go from knowing absolutely nothing about copywriting to actually being able to provide value to business owners, fixing their copy, making it better. And you could take someone's sales page from $1 million a year to 1.5 million. You could take someone's emails from generating $100 an email to 500 or 1,000 just by changing the words you write. Because business owners don't study copy. They don't know anything about this stuff. All they know is how to get enough done. They post on social media, they have their website, they have their offer, and they're doing a good enough job with their business and the product and service that it's still running. You come in as somebody who can just bring fuel to a rocket ship, you're gonna be able to make it fly further, right? You show up to somebody who's already making money and just help them optimize what they're already doing, you're gonna make lots of money. So if you don't see how to improve someone's copy within seconds of looking at their stuff, you're not ready. Go back to the books, practice more, get courses, get coaching until you're ready. But if you can see, then go pitch them. It's as simple as that. When you did courses, what did you focus on? What did you learn? How did you learn to organize everything you do? Research, thinking, or ideation, writing, editing, and client delivery. How do you figure it all out? You have so many questions in us. I'm happy to answer the questions. That's like 17 questions in one though. Okay, so when I did courses, yes, I did courses as a new copywriter. I spent like $5,000 on my copy education. Some courses sucked. Some courses were pretty decent. Some courses were great. And every time I did courses, I just did what it said to do, step by step. Okay, do this. Okay, then I'll do that. Do this. Okay, then I'll do that. Right? If you take a course, just take the course and don't deviate from what it says. You're going to get results most likely unless it's a terrible course. Like even if the course is subpar, like you're going to get something out of it. I structured my courses, my 2 courses based on all the stuff that I've learned over the years, the $650,000 of profit I've made as a copywriter, all the 600 students, the 75 101 coaching students, and all the courses I took that were great and why they were great. And I replicated that with my course. And all the things that they did bad, I left them out. And so the main thing is take the course and just follow it. So what did I focus on? It depended. When I was brand new, I took very foundational courses. Stuff that was here's how to learn copywriting from scratch. So what did I focus on? I just focused on whatever it told me to do, I just did. Oftentimes that meant writing every day, reading copywriting books, hand copying sales letters. What a surprise. The things that are what you need to do to build foundations. Those are the things I was often doing, and doing exercises and copy practice and stuff like that. How did I learn to organize everything I did? I had to figure it out because I worked a 12-hour day job. I just would take a course and I started making sure I was focusing on the most optimal thing every day. So I'd start my day out with just writing. I would wake up 5, 6 a.m. before my day job, write for 30 or 60 minutes. So my writing was done every day, no matter what. On my way to work, I optimized that time by listening to audiobooks, podcasts, listening to courses, right? And on the way back, same thing. After work, when I was back at home, hand copying sales letters, going through more of the courses stuff, doing copy exercises. And then when I was ready, I started focusing on outreach too. So I would practice writing and outreach. So it depends on what stage you're at, what you should organize and what you should do, but you can organize, you can get a lot done in a little time as a copywriter. And client delivery, I didn't worry about client delivery till I landed a client, right? You don't get too far ahead of yourself. Just go and work with what you have and figure it out. Right now, if you haven't landed a client yet, get good at copy, practice the stuff daily, write daily, study copy books daily, get courses, hand copy sales letters, get coaching if you want to move faster. And then once you get a client, then move into all the stuff you have to figure out, right? A lot of being a good copywriter and any online business owner, any business owner in general, is just literally just being ready and being quick at figuring things out on the fly. When push comes to shove and it's oh, it's go time. Knowing how to not have to rely on a boss or a teacher or whatever. This is a skill you have to learn. It's how to just be a go-getter and figure out stuff on your own and manage your time and be your own boss. Being your own boss is fun, but it's an actual skill you got to learn. So you need to be proactive. You land a client, okay, go to ChatGPT. Dude, it's never been easier to do this stuff. I used to have to go to Google and research things for hours to figure stuff out. Now you can figure things out in minutes with ChatGPT and Grok and whatever. Oh shoot, how do I onboard a client? What should I actually do here? right? Like it's just so much easier. I teach all this stuff, by the way, in my course. Like if you ideation, writing, editing, client delivery, like how to learn, how to organize, like this is all stuff. If you want to learn fastest, get the 6-figure copywriter course. I think I have the link below in the description. If my live stream, if I didn't screw that up with the description, just go check it out. You can get it for $399 or 3 payments of $139. 100% money back guarantee, 365 days to try the course risk-free. No other copywriting course on earth has that. I teach you all of this stuff, everything you just said. You said, how green were you when you started? And you kept studying. When did you really feel you're solid? A full year after you got first client, does that mean to be enough? How green were you when you started? I was brand new. I never wrote outside of high school. I read business books and was studying business for a few years. And so I had a baseline of head knowledge about how business worked, but I never had a successful business. I never was a copywriter. I never was a marketer. All these things. I just really intensely focused for my first 6 weeks before I landed my first client. When did I feel I was really solid? I don't know. I had doubts the entire time of like being an imposter. You're going to feel like an imposter the whole time. Those doubts start to go away. The more you practice, the more you actually study the stuff and get confident in like the actual work. Like write the stuff, read the books, do the stuff. When you can look at a business and be like, I have no idea what to fix. And then a week later, because you've been studying, you're like, oh, their headline could be better because it could have more of an outcome, a promise. It could have more like talk about more quick and easy, have a timeline, X, Y, Z. Like, oh, this could be better. Their call to actions, they have too many. They could do. Once you start seeing, oh, I actually think I do know how I could fix this, that made me more confident. When I landed my first client, that made me incredibly way more confident than before. But it was still like, you still deal with imposter syndrome the whole time. Landing my second client, third client, fifth client, 12th, 20th, getting my first $1,000 a month, $5,000, $7,000, $9,000, $15,000 a month. Like each of these steps, you're still like, am I an imposter or what's going on? Like everybody feels like this. You just gotta, who cares? Just stop caring what your feelings are and stop thinking about how you feel as a copywriter and start just doing it. And still go add value to people's lives and you're gonna make money, right? It's not about how you feel as a copywriter. It's what you do to help people in their life, in business. So don't worry about how you feel, right? Your litmus test on when you're ready to land clients. If you can look at a business and fix it and make it better, you're ready. If you can't, go back to the books, go get more courses and coaching and keep studying. It's as simple as that. It's not about how you feel. It's what you know to be true. Hey, Tam said, but if you don't have a mentor, how do you know that you are ready to go work? It's a great question. The easiest way to know if you're ready to go is to get a mentor. Like if you want to move like you can learn copywriting for free. Like this thing's insane. People want to go into e-com and drop shipping and like build these big businesses that require like 20, 30, 50, $100,000 to start and like 20 skills at once. Like they want to play the game on a hard mode. Like it's crazy. With copywriting, you literally can learn this for free. There's more free information online than ever before. And plus with Grok and ChatGPT, like to learn this thing, it's never been easier. There's so much free tutorials, YouTube, like social media, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere you look, email, like you really could learn this thing for free. If you want to move faster, you're going to invest in your education. You're going to buy courses. Like you're going to do this. This is what I did. I invested $5,000 my first year. And guess what? I got a pretty crazy ROI on that money that I invested, over 121 ROI. Just from investing in your education. Like treat this like a side hustle and a hobby, and that's all it's going to be. Treat this like a real business. You're going to start making business money. So what do you do as a smart business owner? You invest in your business. Step one for investing in your business, invest in your education to actually learn the skill. Copywriting is just learning a skill. That's it. And that skill just happens to be in demand. So if you learn this skill and put it in front of people who have money, cha-ching, you're in the money. So if you want to move slower, but you still learn the thing, you can learn for free with everything online. Trisha, what's up? Hi, Trisha. Awesome seeing you here. I'm so new on Instagram, so it's like it's not I have to keep it separated on my live stream. So I'm like looking back this way and this way. That's awesome to see you here. But if you want to move faster as a copywriter, sure, you can learn stuff for free, just like this. I'm teaching you guys for free right now. This is like, I'm giving you the sauce. I'm not holding anything back. You ask me any question, I'm going to answer it just as much as I would my one-on-one coaching students who pay me thousands. If you want to learn copywriting, you can learn for free. If you want to learn faster, you're going to buy courses. If you want to learn the fastest, You are going to get a coach or a mentor and pay them to show you the way and to give you customized, personalized feedback on your copy, on your strategy, telling you exactly what to do every step of the way. Like, that is how you do this stuff. If you want to move the quickest, that's what you're going to do. How do you know if you're ready to go if you don't have a mentor? The easiest question on whether you're ready to land clients, if you don't have a coach telling you whether you're ready or not, you have to be able to look at someone's business and look at their copy. And if you can know in your head that you can fix it and make it better, then you're ready to land clients. If you look at someone's emails or sales pages or ads and you're like, I don't know how I'd improve this, what are you going to tell a business owner then on why they should give you money? Like, if you can see how to improve people's copy and you know how it's going to convert better by looking at how to tweak their headline, their intro, their lead-in, their social proof, their authority, their scarcity, their urgency, the offer, all the things, how they write, the readability, all those things, the bullet points, benefits, features. If you aren't quickly seeing how someone should improve this stuff, then you're not ready. That's the easiest litmus test. So if you look at someone's copy, you're like, I don't know how I'd fix it. Well, then go back to the books, go study, get a course, get a coach, and go learn more because you're not ready. The thing is, though, this doesn't take long. You can get there in weeks from scratch, knowing nothing about copywriting, just by writing a little bit every day, reading copywriting books every day, studying copy a little bit every day. And if you want to move faster, courses and coaching. Getting someone to actually give you feedback on your copy to improve it every day, there's nothing more valuable as a new copywriter. This is something I offer in my coaching. Doors closed this week. I have one spot left. Doors closed this weekend for my September coaching. If you want the fastest help, you can DM me the word September to apply. One spot left. Doors closed this weekend. And move on to the next question. Anas, you say, do you need to know the stuff they teach? I don't know who they is. Like big ideas, USPs, mechanisms, features, benefit, metaphor, fascination center. When I first started, I got overwhelming. Your way is a lot more realistic. You don't need to know all those million things, right? Like, copywriting is very simple. It's so simple. Here's what you got to do. Understand what makes people want to buy things, and then tell them the words necessary to get them to buy things. How do you do that? First step, understand consumer psychology. What do people want? What do people need? You know what they want? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is psychology 101. Okay, what do they want? People want to live. They don't want to die. So health, right? They care about living longer and not dying. People don't want to be in pain and sickness, right? When they're in pain and sickness and dying, the only thing they want is to not be in pain and sickness, and they want to live. So focus on that in your copy. After that, what do people care about? They care about not living on the streets and like having no roof over their heads. They care about having a roof over their heads, right? They care about food and shelter. So they care about survival. In that sense, money. Tell people how to get more money, how to save money, how to invest money, how to make their money make more money, and focus on that in your copy. You're gonna be able to write the stuff. What do they care for after that? Status, relationships, community. They care about their community. They care about love and friendship and marriage and all these things, and how their themselves affects other people, and what people think about them. If you understand what people actually think about and like and are into, what makes people tick, why people buy things. When you understand this stuff, you can just write the stuff that makes them buy. It's very simple. For instance, here's an example of that. Like, you don't need to learn all these big ideas and USPs and features. Like, yes, study the stuff. You're going to learn it automatically. But the core of copywriting is just understand what people want and write about the things they actually want in the copy. So a new copywriter will say, hey, like, okay, buy these Apple AirPods because you should get them, right? Because they'll help you listen to music. And they're white and it's just like they're Apple. They just don't know what to say, right? Just buy the thing. Here's the price, right? What would a good copywriter do? A good copywriter will actually know why their audience will buy this thing. Obviously, the main thing they're going to buy is because Apple, and people will buy whatever Apple releases. But why would they actually want to buy these, right? Okay, so why do people want to buy these? What makes them so cool? The main thing being, when they first came out, was if you had headphones before this, they had a bunch of cords everywhere, right? So people don't want to be untangling cords nonstop, and this gets tangled, and it's just annoying and frustrating to deal with. And like you just kind of look, it's embarrassing if you're like on a subway or a train or in a bus or public space trying to like undo your like cord tangle mess for 3 minutes and just like fumbling just to listen to music or just to whatever, just to enjoy music. So why do people buy these? To not look like a fool. People buy AirPods not because they get to listen to music. It's because they don't want to look like an idiot. That's why people buy AirPods. Why do people buy AirPods? Branding. Apple. Apple is status. People care what other people think. AirPods are cool versus buying the random like no-name brand from Best Buy or wherever place you want to go buy headphones from that aren't cool. Apple is cool. It's chic. It's luxurious. This is why people buy. So what would you do in your copy? Focus on that. Hey, does everybody around you have AirPods and you don't? Well, now's your time to get AirPods and not be the only one left out. Get them today, on sale, XYZ, offer ends tomorrow. That's copywriting. You don't want to look like a fool on the bus or subway anymore or train? Yeah, great. You don't have to anymore. Apple AirPods eliminate cords, so you never have to untangle your cords for 5 minutes and be embarrassed and fumble and look like a fool on the SkyTrain anymore. People don't just buy these because they want to listen to music and it's just a little bit easier. People buy things for different reasons. And when you understand it's about luxury and it's about status and it's about not being embarrassed, then go do that. Hey, do you want to be taken seriously by a boss? Maybe it's about money. Hey, do you want to not look like a fool when you're entering a meeting and you got to hop on a call with a potential client and you don't have to untangle cords to be in this meeting on your call for 20 minutes or whatever? And like, it's a serious call. You're about to close a deal for your business. Hey, just open these up, put them in your ear, and in 2 seconds, you're connected on the call. You just close the deal for $1 million. Versus untangling these things, blah, blah. Right? And so it all comes down to just understanding your audience, what they care about, what they actually want. They don't just want headphones and the music and whatever. There's a reason they're buying. That's beyond what you think at first. But when you get why people buy things, when you understand the psychology behind it, then you just write the stuff. Then you just follow frameworks. Problem, agitate, solution. Then you just learn writing frameworks and just write problem, agitate, solution. What do I mean? Hey, do you find yourself like spending like 2-3 minutes untangling cords every time you put your headphones in just so you can close a deal on a call? Problem. Pretty embarrassing, right? Nothing's worse than when you have a client calling you trying to give you money and you're in the middle of a subway and everyone's staring at you and you drop your headphones and you're untangling, you can't and you got them in a knot. Next thing you know, you just lost the deal to the competitor because you were too slow answering a call on your dumb corded headphones. Agitation. How much lost money is that? How much revenue did you just lose? How much income did you just lose because you have these dumb, cheap, knockoff, no-name corded headphones? Do you not want to deal with that problem anymore? Do you want to make sure you actually close deals and not look like a fool on the subway at the same time? Guess what? That all changes now with Apple AirPods. Instantly, the moment you get on a call, you have a deal that you need to land, open the AirPods, put them in, and in 3 seconds, you just close the deal for $1 million. And in 3 seconds, you just look like a professional on the subway, and nobody's looking at you because they're embarrassed at you. They're looking at you because they want to be you. Get the AirPods today for X amount of dollars. That's copywriting. Problem, agitate, solution. You just know how people operate and then follow writing frameworks. Your writing will come naturally. The actual words you use to write, they will change. They'll go from place to place. But those things, that is what copywriting is. Okay, Anas says, now one more thing about that is like, yes, study big ideas, study USPs, study mechanisms. Like, what's a unique selling proposition, USP? Here's a little copy lesson for you. A unique selling proposition is like, what is the thing that makes your business and your product different than everybody else? Here's a USP, a really popular one from times past. When Domino's Pizza came on the market, pizza places used to take a really long time to deliver pizza. Really long time. And oftentimes there actually wasn't much delivery at that time. It was all takeout or eat in. Dine in, takeout, pick up, whatever you want to call it. So Domino's came on the scene and they're like, you know what? We're going to make it so stupidly simple and so easy for people to eat pizza right out of the comfort of their home. And we're going to provide something that nobody's ever heard of before. We're going to offer a guarantee on the time it takes for us to get the pizza to your front door. So Domino's creates their USP. Fresh, hot pizza delivered to your front door in 30 minutes or less, or your money back. Boom. They were the first people ever to make that kind of pitch and that offer. They led with their guarantee, and their guarantee was their offer, and their offer was their big idea, and the big idea was the unique selling proposition. They're all intermingled and all tangled together. Fresh, hot pizza delivered to your front door in 30 minutes or less, or you get your money back. 30 minutes, guaranteed. They weren't selling pizza, they were selling convenience. And nobody else had that good of an offer. That was their USP, and that's why they took off. Now they don't have that same guarantee. They don't need to. They're too big. They're big enough, they don't care. They haven't done it in years. But that's how they got on the scene and like blew up and got huge. So if you have something, the key with like USPs and big ideas, don't worry too much about that stuff. But here's what I'll say. Whatever you can say in your copy that nobody else can say, you want to say. So for example, if you are the, what's another example of this would be like, so my course, we'll go with my course and we'll say, no other copywriting course on earth has a 365-day money-back guarantee. There's none. You can go look it up. You're not going to find one. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to say you can actually try my course risk-free for an entire year. And if you don't like it, you get a whole year to try it. And if you think it's bad, you get your money back. Simple as that. And you can keep the course for free. No other copywriting course on earth has that, so I'm going to talk about that. No other copywriting course on earth that I know of has a 70% client close rate within 30 days as a new copywriter. So 70% of my students roughly get their first paid client in 30 days after taking my course. I don't know of any other faster results than that from any other course. That's one thing. A second thing I can say that no other course can say. Third thing, my 6-figure copywriter course and my coaching has a results-based guarantee. Your first $5,000 a month in 3 to 6 months or your money back. No other copywriting course on earth that I know of and no other coaching offers that kind of guarantee. So not only do I have a 365-day money back guarantee, I have a results-based guarantee, and I have better statistics than anyone else that I've seen. 70% of my students get their first paid client in 30 days. Those are 3 things I can say that nobody else can say. So I'm going to say them because they're not just, and I'm not just going to say dumb things just to say them. I'm going to say them if they're juicy. Domino's was the only one who could say, you're going to get fresh hot pizza to your door in 30 minutes or less or your money back. Guaranteed. Nobody else could say that. So they crushed it. Right? But this doesn't have to be this grandiose. It could be like, you could have a local plumber. You could have a local plumber as your client, a plumbing company, and they could say, this comes through research of the product of the business and the audience, right? They might be the thing that they could say that no one else can say is like, we've been in business the longest of any plumbing company in the city. We've been in business for over 45 years. We're the longest lasting. We are the oldest, most trusted plumbing company in this city. If that's the truth, you want to scream that from the mountaintops. They might have the most recognition or reward or awards in the city as plumbers. If that's the truth, say it. There might be some other unique thing that you can come up with and think of. And if that's the case, say it. That's what you want to say. You want to say what you can say in the copy that nobody else can say. Anas says, sorry, it's 2:00 a.m. Oh, you're in the UK. Yeah, it's super late. Most genuine brother that I've come across. God bless you and your family. God bless you too, brother. In bed, trying to sleep, but no better chance to ask everything. When you, somebody else, hold on. Abby says, when you do the free copy review in subscribers again, Brad. Yeah, I might do a free copy feedback live stream maybe next week or the week after. Probably not next week because I'm traveling to Italy with my wife next week and my 2 girls. So we'll be in transition maybe in like 2 or 3 weeks when I'm over in Italy and settle down a bit. But yeah, that's okay. Anas, you're saying that when selling Maslow's hierarchy and 7 sins gives you angles or ideas to try on your product. I actually love that. Thank you. Yes. Everything so to learn copywriting, you need to learn writing and sales. Those 2 things combined, writing and sales is copywriting. So writing, it's pretty basic. We understand that. You got to write things. The harder part is consumer psychology, which is behind sales. Sales is just understanding how people operate and giving them what they want. That's what sales is. And it comes down to consumer psychology. To first understand how humans operate, what makes people actually want to pull out their credit card and click buy. What makes them want to do that? It's their core needs, right? the seven sins you could call. I don't know if it's the seven sins aligns with that, but I like to talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Cashvertising, the book Cashvertising, great copywriting book. That's in my top 3. Cashvertising talks about the life force 8. It's the same thing as Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's like what drives people to make a purchase. Oftentimes it's like they don't want to die, they want to live longer, they fear death, they fear sickness, they want to get away from pain, they want to get towards pleasure. They do things out of status, they do things out of love, they do things because they want to feel better, look better, feel richer. They do things because they want to have relationships. So there's lots of like, when you understand the core like human desires psychologically, you can then you then start to understand what to tap into with the words you write, right? Because the AirPods, I could say, well, it's just, headphones you can put in, and like there's a white case, and like they'll connect to your devices. It's like, well, what does that mean? It's like, what am I doing? It's like nothing. Oh, you're not gonna look like a fool on the subway in front of all your passengers and like feel like an idiot. Buy them, right? What did I just tap into? I tapped into the psychological need of social status. That's status, technically. Being approved in a social circle, not feeling like an idiot, not feeling like an outcast, a loner, right? That's what I just tapped into when I talk about that there. So there's different things, and understanding what your audience, what your business, what your client's audience is all about, what they need and want. Those things will guide you into what words you write. Thank you for this Q&A session, 2:10 a.m. in the UK. That's awesome. Get to bed on us. Go to sleep. Go to sleep right now so you can wake up early, start writing copy. Trisha, you asked a question. I don't know if you're still on, but question from Trisha over here on Instagram. If you're still here, awesome. If not, sorry for being late on the response. We had a bunch of questions from YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. So the question was, how does the rise of AI affect those wanting to do copywriting? So this is a great question. This is the biggest topic of today. Copywriting, AI. What are we doing here? How does this work? AI is not the big bad wolf. AI is not here to tear. You're still here, Tara. That's awesome. AI is not the Terminator scenario, at least yet, where we have Will Smith and iRobots running around killing people. at least yet. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. But AI is not the big bad wolf. And I think a lot of copywriters and people looking at like a lot of digital stuff today are fearing AI and what it means for them as a service provider, because we're seeing the way AI is able to do more stuff than ever before. Write things, create pictures, create videos, impersonate people. Like there's AI avatars, and it's getting crazy. So people automatically assume, well, that means that all the people who do that stuff is going to get wiped out. But AI at its core is just a technology. Just the same as when the easiest way to understand like the impact on the world in terms of like the role people play in business and jobs and employees and stuff like that, and skills, and what people get paid money to do. The closest thing we can see is like when pre-internet to post-internet. So when the dot-com boom happened. So before the internet, the average copywriter would just like have a typewriter or like a basic computer, I guess, or they'd write stuff by hand, and they would write stuff for direct mail or brochures or ads in the newspaper, or sometimes if they were super good, commercials and stuff like that. But they were limited to like writing in old devices and stuff like that, and reaching small groups of people of like a few thousand. Then when the internet came on the scene, what happened was those guys didn't get wiped out. What happened was some of those guys started to learn how to bring their copywriting skills and this technology and pair them together to make more money, to get more done in less time, to reach more people. So then they started learning how to do sales pages. So copywriting on websites that thousands of visitors could go to writing Google ads and eventually Facebook ads that could reach millions in seconds instead of thousands in their newspaper. Writing emails to a list of 100,000 people rather than just their 3,000 people in their local newspaper. So they could take the same skills, and now they were doing them in word processors and quickly editing and formatting them. So they were able to write quicker and distribute to more people quickly. So the guys who learned copywriting as the skill and the internet all of a sudden became the digital copywriters of today who made the most money. Now, the old copywriter didn't die those guys still exist actually. And some people love to do the OG way and write an old typewriter. And some people just do ads in the newspaper and they still make good money. Some people never touch the internet and they're still crushing it. But the people who are getting stuff done the easiest nowadays, the people who embraced the internet, they built the skill faster, they reach more people quicker, and they converted copy much better. And basically, they just used more leverage with their skill, so they made more money quicker. And so those people made the most money. Now, where are we today? Fast forward, we're at a very similar crossroads, right? What's the next big leap we're taking with technology? AI. This is the closest thing was when the internet came on scene. AI obviously is very different, and this thing is like a much bigger beast, right? But with AI, it's a very similar thing. People who try to just like jump into AI without learning anything about copywriting and just click some buttons, whether it's someone who wants to be a freelance copywriter or it's the business owner who's like, ooh, AI can just write my copy for me. Click. It's not at the point yet where it can do much good. Like it's very, very bad copy that AI can produce. And even when people need to produce AI copy or they try to use AI to write their copy, they still like, there's strategy, there's marketing. They need to know where to put it. Is it for an email, a sales page, or an ad? What is the context of this launch? What is the context of the product? Who's my audience? All these things. How does this tie in? Who's going to actually be the person to actually write this thing? And someone still has to click the button. And someone has to know when to click the button and how to click the button and who and what for and what channel and at what time. Like there's so much more to copywriting than just like, oh, here's some words on a page and it happened, right? So the people who try to just like skip over learning copy and consumer psychology and marketing and go right to AI can do the thing, they're building on a sandy foundation. It's going to crumble and they're not going to be able to survive. The people who though learn copywriting, marketing, consumer psychology, learn how to actually write the thing from scratch. And you're good at that if you can take a piece of paper and a pen and sell something to a business, then you're actually built the skill. If you don't need to use any technology. The people who learn that and also now start learning AI copywriting, how to integrate AI into your workflow, how to write better, edit better, research better, how to duplicate your work, how to like dive into like strategy, marketing strategy more by talking with the AI. People who learn to do both those things, they're going to make the most money as copywriters. They're going to be the most set up in 2026. And the role of the copywriter, people shouldn't fear, what about what's going to happen? It's like, what's going to happen? How about go learn copywriting, go learn AI, go learn how to make money with this thing right now, because right now you can make 10K a month as a copywriter. And you could build a full-time business in 3 to 6 months doing this thing. And right now there's a huge opportunity to learn how to also leverage AI to get more done in less time. The role of AI right now is the same as when the internet came on the scene. You can take the same skill that all the old people used to use, traditional copywriters before internet, and instead of 1 hour of writing equals, we'll just say $100, 1 hour of copywriting might equal $2,000 because you're just able to get more done in less time for more people and convert more. It's just a technology thing. So people who are like listening right now, like, well, what about AI and how should I do this stuff? It's like, learn copywriting, learn the old fashioned way. If you want to make the most money and actually have a career and a business in 5-10 years, you want to get the most set up, there's money to be made right now. And here's the thing, the funny thing, if you want to know like how quickly AI is coming into the scene and what's going on, I know lots of copywriters who don't even touch AI at all, literally zero. And they make 10K a month and beyond. And I know lots of copywriters who also write copy and also leverage AI a little bit and make 10K a month. The money is still being made. And here's the funny thing. I just mentioned this a couple minutes ago. There's still copywriters who never even touched the internet who are making 10K a month. Like they haven't even adopted the internet technology and they're writing OG typewriter for newspapers and making killer money. So like, I think when we think of like, well, this technology is coming on the scenes and taking over, people thought Y2K was going to happen and the internet was going to destroy the whole world overnight. It didn't happen. People were just like, oh, sweet. I can like, oh, instead of just writing for this newspaper, I can write an email to like 10,000 people and make like 5,000 instead of making $500. That sounds like a pretty sweet deal. I think I'll figure out this internet thing too, in addition to writing my copy. Those guys just made the most money. Okay, here's a question. There's no dumb questions. I mean, I'll tell you if it's a dumb question, but most likely it's not a dumb question. The dumbest of dumb questions, you guys can ask anything. I don't care. Like, ask whatever. I'll answer all your questions. I won't hold anything back. You talk about doing power rating sessions. I know that Google Docs has a voice to text option. Do you suggest still typing, or can you do like a stream of consciousness? The only way I would ever recommend you like speaking out the copy to put the text on the page is if you have some kind of disability with your hands and you literally like it hurts you to pains you to write. Like if you have like arthritis or like something screwed up, and you like physically cannot type and write, you can still be a copywriter. It's obviously going to have some more hurdles to jump over, but voice to text, I actually coached a guy who dealt with a physical ailment in his hands. He couldn't write for more than like 5-10 minutes. And so he did a voice to text option. He got software that helped with that. And the funny thing is he landed a client. I think it was like, I want to say like day 27 to 30. He got a client for, I think it was like $800. So like literally a dude whose hands don't work did voice to text. He made it work still. So you can do this if you want, but if you don't, if you can type and you don't have an ailment, you physically can write, go write it. Don't speak it out loud, write it. You need to build a writing muscle. There's an actual writing muscle. You build it just like if you want big arms, you need to go do bicep curls every day and go to the gym, right? Work it out daily. You need to put pen to paper or fingertips to keyboard, I guess, and physically write those words out versus just speaking them out and putting voice to text. Like you're going to learn way faster. You're skipping over foundational stuff if you do it that way. You can make it work. It's just going to be a lot harder to crush it as a copywriter. Let your stream of consciousness be your writing in those power writing sessions. You need to get used to, and it's hard at first and uncomfortable. The first time I did this, I did it for like 10 minutes. I was like, what? I was like, I couldn't work out anymore, right? It's very hard at first. It's a muscle you need to develop, is literally putting words on the page. And the more words you write on the page every day, the faster you're going to grow as a copywriter. With the writing, in addition to the reading. Those two things, you do them more, it's just reps. It's just time in the game, doing the right thing, and you're going to crush it faster. The real one. Hi, Brandon. Can you share the difference between one who works as a copywriter and one who has a copywriting business? It's the same thing. When I say be a copywriter or build your copywriting business, it's the same. So you can be a freelance copywriter. So what I teach people is how to become a freelance copywriter. So learn the skill and go out as a business owner. You're a solopreneur, one-person business, and you go get a client as a contractor. Go get another client as a contractor, 2 to 5 clients, and make $5,000 to $10,000 plus per month, right? If you get 3 clients who pay you $3,300 a month, boom, you're making $10K a month. So that's a freelance copywriter. But there are also lots of copywriters, probably the majority of copywriters are actually in-house copywriters who work as a full-time employee in a business or in an agency. But what I teach is I don't teach, like you can do that. You can learn from me, learn copywriting and go get a job with it if you want. I don't care. It's up to you. I just built my business up as a freelance copywriter. So I'm a solo business owner. I'm a service provider. I'm a contractor. I work with 2 to 5 businesses at once and make $10K a month doing that. So that's what I mean. Okay, we got a couple questions. JBJ91 on Instagram says, Facebook or LinkedIn to land clients? Neither. Go to Instagram. Instagram is the most dominant platform to land clients for any business on it. Like you just aren't sure. If you're a copywriter, if you're a rad business owner, get on Instagram. Instagram is still the most dominant to make money on a social media platform. 2 billion people use Instagram. It is the easiest to DM people. It is the easiest to showcase a public resume with your social media profile. Instagram works. It just works. Facebook, it could also work. LinkedIn could also work depending on your niche. It's not like those won't work. Instagram's just the easiest. If you're unsure where to start, just start with Instagram over anything. Jenny's story, my wife, who we just had our 10-year anniversary yesterday, by the way, going to Italy next week to celebrate for a month. She asks, when are you going to start a copywriting community? Jenny, why are you asking this? First of all, yeah, I've had lots of people ask me over the past 2 years, where do you have a community? Are you going to start a community? All these things. Potentially. It's potentially in the works. I do not currently have a standard copywriting community, but it's something I'm open to. I actually put it out there to my email list. If you're on my email list, you would have got it a couple of weeks ago, just saying like, hey, would you be interested in this? Just to see like a hand raise on like how much interest there would be in that. And I want to say like at least 100 to 150 people raised their hand and said, yes, do this. It's just, if I do a community, I want to make sure it's actually good, because I know there's just a ton of crap communities, and I'm not going to have a community that isn't great. So I don't know exactly if it's going to be a free one. Is it going to be a paid one? It's probably going to be a paid community if anything. What's going to be involved in it, how it's going to work, but I know it's something that a lot of copywriters want, and I know it could be valuable. I just want to make sure if I do one or when I do one, it's actually awesome. So, yeah, I just don't want to jump into something where it might be like just subpar and people are like, oh, this sucks. So if I do one, it's going to be good. So just keep that in mind. If you are interested in that, you can DM me and say, do a community. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Being able to just like connect with other copywriters and like just get more accountable and share progress. It's potentially in the works. I'm actually going to a school. It's funny. I'm going to a school business conference tomorrow in my city, which is kind of interesting, which is like all about community stuff. But so who knows? Maybe after tomorrow, I'll start my own school community, and we'll get started. But potentially, dinner's ready, says Jenny. Okay, I got to go eat some dinner here. We're gonna do one last question though first, Jenny. Hope you don't mind. How does a new copywriter compete with established copywriters? How do you get clients? How do you compete with this? How do you compete with established copywriters? It's simple. Don't compete with established copywriters. You don't need to. So M. Hartwell, 2. A lot of people are worried about saturation. A lot of people are worried about competition. But here's the thing. If you look at how many business owners there are on Earth, you're going to realize there's no such thing as saturation or competition. So there's 360 million businesses on Earth. Try to picture in your head what a million business owners would look like. That is like crazy. Like I can't even fathom what a million people looks like. There's 360 million. So there's no shortage of potential business as a copywriter. How many copywriters are there? I have no idea. A few 100,000, a million, a couple million? Like I literally don't know. I don't know. But there's no shortage of money available for copywriters, up and coming copywriters who want to get their foot in the door. Don't worry about competing with established copywriters. Established copywriters are already working with high-level clients at this level of business. But the funny thing is what happens is copywriters land like business owners that are like newer businesses, smaller businesses. Then as they get better, they start leveling up, raising their rates. These guys can't afford them, so they go to bigger businesses, pay them more money. Then they level up and renegotiate, raise rates, and maybe sometimes have to not fire clients, but leave clients if they're not paying enough. And they get better and they go up to these clients. What happens is that as a freelance copywriter goes to the next client, because they just get better over time and raise their rates and move on up and level up, there's a gap that needs to be filled here with another copywriter to come in and move up the ladder. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Several times, especially over my first 1 to 3 years, I had to leave clients because I said, hey guys, like I love working with you, XYZ, but like I need to raise my rates. Like I'm at my max capacity. I can no longer continue to work with you if we cannot work at this dollar amount, because I'm literally at my capacity. And so like I'm at a crossroads, and there's more to the conversation that happened. And sometimes they'd be like, okay, cool. What's your new rate? Sounds good. Yeah, we can make that work. We love what you're doing, XYZ. We can match this and keep going. Or they've been like, hey, we love what you do, but we literally just can't afford the budget, XYZ. And I've had to let clients go, which means I've had to go up and go to the next client. But there's a gap here that somebody else can come in and fill. So this keeps happening, right? So that's kind of, just keep that in mind, is like there's endless businesses, 360 million, and copywriters who are established are already working up here, right? They move on to the next client and there's gaps to be filled. It's just like it's the circle of life or whatever, right? And so how do you get clients? That's the main question to focus on. It's like, well, how do you actually stand on the DMs against the sea of terrible copywriters who don't know how to outreach? Which is, most people today are getting told, this is what people say about how to land clients. You look at most gurus online, right? And they tell you, this is how you land clients. You go pitch as many people as you possibly can, Just send hundreds of cold emails and cold DMs per day, and just like click this button and just like scrape lists and just send thousands. And the more people you outreach to, the more people you're going to eventually land. It's going to be a grind, but like you'll get there. And they'll tell you, just say things like, hey bro, do you need email? Hey bro, are you looking for a copywriter? Hey bro, if I get 2 to 3 weeks of revenue in 60 days or your money back, are you be interested? Hey bro, are you interested in getting more money? Hey bro, like, hey, I actually wrote you a thing. Mind if I send it over? Even though they didn't. They're saying just horrible things that could be copy pasted. That stuff doesn't work anymore. It might have worked 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Doesn't work today. The way you're going to get clients as a brand new copywriter when you have no results, no case studies, no experience, no portfolio, no website, nothing to show for it. This is how you do it. You're going to go find people online on Instagram. You're going to go look for businesses who actually have money, signs that they have money. It's very important. You want the key to getting rich, go find rich people and solve their problems. You want to get wealthy, go find wealthy people, go make their life easier, make them more money, give them more time back. It's that simple. So step one is go find people who actually have money. Stop pitching cheap clients who don't have anything. Look for signs people are making money. How do you know? You don't always know, but there's lots of signals and trust signals you can look at. Look at their following. Do they have 3,000 to 50,000 followers? Do they actually sell a product or service? Do they have social proof, recent case studies, testimonials, reviews in their pinned posts on Instagram, in their story highlight reels, on their website? Number 4, do they have ads running? Go to Meta Ad Library or Facebook Ad Library in Google. Look to see if people are running active ads. If someone's running ads, they have money they're investing in marketing. They believe in investing in marketing. They have a budget. If they're willing to invest in money in marketing and ads, they're going to be willing to invest in money more likely in a sales page copywriter or email copywriter or ad copywriter, right? Go look, do they have a team? Look at their about page. Look at their about page on their website. Look at their LinkedIn to see if they have team members there that are connected on LinkedIn. Do they have team members? Do they have hires? Do they have employees? If they do, pretty good odds they have money to hire people. Pretty good odds they know how to delegate. These are all good signs that someone has money in their business. You won't always know for sure, but you can start here. And when you get people on a discovery call, it's not a sales call, it's a discovery call, go ask them their revenue. Ask them, how much money are you making? What's your revenue right now? What's your revenue goal? They tell you, oh, our revenue is $5,000 a month. Well, there you go. You're not getting paid $1. They tell you, oh, yeah, we're making $100K a month right now, but our game is to get to $200K a month by the end of the year. Great. They just told you they're making $100,000 in revenue. You're 100% going to charge at least $1,000 for anything you do for them. But pretty good odds you're going to be making $2,000 to $3,000 off anything, realistically. You could have packages ranging. So you find out someone's making $100K a month in revenue, your copy packages should be ranging from like $1,000 to $5,000 a month if you're newer. They pick the middle package, that's $2,500 a month. You get 4 clients like that, you're at $10K. This stuff isn't out of reach and this isn't rocket science. Go find rich people, solve their problems. So you find out those guys have money. What you're going to do is you're actually going to go look at them on social media, go click follow. Don't be an AI spammer robot who just cold pitches people cold and doesn't like clients and sounds the same as everyone else. Go look at their social media. Be a human. Prove your humanity by clicking follow. Show you have interest in their business by clicking like. Go onto their posts. Comment on the post. Something genuine and specific. If anything you say ever to any potential clients is a copy-paste thing that could be said to someone else, you've done it wrong. Go treat them like a human and provide value to them. Go leave a genuine comment. Follow, like, comment. Then what you're going to do next, DM them. DM them to not a pitch. No, hey, bro, if I could 2 extra revenue, none of that stuff. You're going to sell like everybody else. You're not going to get any clients. Instead, follow up on the comment you left. Hey, man, I really liked it. If it's a fitness coach, hey, man, I really like what you did. This that dumbbell curl post, that was really cool. I never tried number 3 before, but like I'm trying to work on my arms and stuff, so that's really helpful. How long have you been doing coaching for? This is just like simple. Just open the conversation, be a human, ask a question. You're going to get some responses. You send 10 DMs like that, you're going to get like at least 1 to 3 people responding to you. You need to get a response first in the DMs. Why? Because you're in message request. It's like spam or promotions filter of email, but for DMs now. Once you get a response, you're in their primary inbox in their DMs. Once you're in their primary inbox, what you're going to do next is not just, hey, bro, and pitch them. Don't do that. What you're going to do is you're going to keep giving more value, more humanity, being a kind person, proving yourself, building trust. How? Look at their website, look at their emails, ads, sales pages, whatever your copy specialty is. Pick one of those things. I'm an email copywriter primarily. I'd be looking at their emails. And I'm going to write down every single tip that I can think to improve their business, as if they already hired me, what I would actually do first to make things better, to Fix their subject line, add more proof to this, add more this to that, their preview text, fix their email sign-up form, where to ship with this, fix the copy to get people to sign up, all these things. And then in their emails, I'm going to tell them how to write better emails. Hey, this is a big wall of text, add more white space. Hey, you didn't introduce yourself, put that in. Hey, you're just talking about features, where's the benefits? Hey, where's the social proof? Put in a case study or testimony or review. There's no urgency, scarcity, there's no PS. Boom, 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 boom. Rapid fire, just literally pretend you work for them already, tell them exactly what to do step by step, give them the blueprint. Yes, do all of this for free to land your first client, because this is how you do it in 2025. You cannot do the same things that worked 3, 4, 5 years ago. You got to do more. You got to be different. You got to stand out. Give first. Be generous. Don't expect anything in return. And I guarantee you it's going to come back tenfold, whether it's through this one or the next guy. How do I know? Because the guys who use this system, my sniper bomb outreach system, which is this thing I'm telling you, they get a client 70% of the time in the first 30 days. There's no other faster success rate I've seen from any other outreach method online. No more inbounds, nope, this is faster. Cold email, nope, this is faster. Cold DM, nope, this is faster. Upwork, nope, this is faster. Everything, there's nothing that is better than this as far as I can see. From what I've tried, I've landed clients every way over the past 6 years. I've taught 600 students. I've coached 75 guys one-on-one. This is how you do it. How do I know? Because I know the numbers. You send 30 of these, you're getting a client 1 out of 30. 1 out of 30 sniper bomb sent. 1 out of 30 audits and samples sent equals a client. How do I know? Because I'm coaching guys right now, and this is their numbers. It's literally a 3.33% close rate when you send a pitch like this. Most people will ghost you. Most people who reply will be say no thank you. A small percentage, like 20%, will say thanks and that nothing else. And out of like 100 pitches you sound like this, you're gonna have 3 people who's gonna be that right amount of money in their business. They're gonna have the right amount of need, and you're gonna be the one, the only option in the DMs at this point when you outreach like this, and boom, you're in the money. And you don't need a case study, you don't need a portfolio, you don't need results to line clients like this. This is how you do it. This is what works best in 25. This is what's going to continue working best in 2026. And then you get client number 1, and then guess what happens? You get them results because you know what you're doing. You build that into a case study where you just say, hey, I worked with this client, we worked on this thing, we got them this results, now they're making this much more money, and here's a video testimonial of the client backing me up and saying everything I say is true. Once you have a case study built, you're going to go back into the DMs, go land client number 2 using the same strategy, audit, sample, and then you're going to show up the case study proving what you're saying works. And you're going to get a client even faster than 1 out of 30, probably 1 out of 15. Then you're going to have client number 2. You're making probably $1,000 to $3,000 a month. You're going to go back in the DMs with 2 case studies, audit, sample, 2 case studies. You're going to get client number 3 probably for $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Boom! Now you're making like $7,000 to $10,000 a month. And within 3 to 6 months, now you're making $5,000 to $10,000 a month and beyond. Without a portfolio, without sending hundreds of cold DMs, and doing this all in 1 hour per day. This style of outreach takes 1 hour per day and gets you a client in 30 days. Try this. This is I'm giving you the sauce. Like, this is straight up like my exact strategy. This is what works. I don't care if you buy my course, I'm teaching you this thing. I'm gonna go in more in depth. You get my coaching, we're gonna walk through the exact same thing I just told you, but I'm gonna personally coach you one-on-one and literally critique your outreaches. The audits and samples you send people, I'm gonna look at them first, tell you what to fix and optimize to get people's attention and land them as clients. But this is the sauce. Like, go follow this, you're gonna get clients. I gotta sign off. My wife's got dinner cooked, ready to eat, and I'm hungry. So peace out. Any other questions, DM me, email me. If you want to move faster, I do have a paid course. I have 2 paid courses. 30-day Copywriter teaches you how to write copy from scratch in 30 days. It teaches you the skill of copywriting so you're ready to start landing clients. That's $22, somewhere at the link below. Second course, I have my full 6-figure copywriter course, which is my entire writing and outreach system. You're going to learn how to write copy. You're going to learn this entire outreach system step by step, exactly what to say, templates, scripts, DMs, sales scripts, pricing and package templates, like literally everything you need to know. You just copy paste what I say and follow, and you're going to land clients. And then how to scale to $10,000 a month. That's $399 or 3 payments of $139. You can get it at the link below. And if you want to move the fastest, one-on-one coaching, I got 1 spot left. Doors close this weekend. It's $1,900. There's also payment plan options as well. And you get my entire system, my full course, lifetime access, and then you also get me on your side for 30 days, reviewing your copy every single day. Once you're ready to outreach, reviewing your outreach every single day, looking at everything you're saying to clients. You have a question, you want a quick DM answer for me? Hey, this guy said this, screenshot, send it to me. I'll tell you exactly what to respond with to go on as a client. You need to walk through, fix your copy, get it up to speed. We'll hop on a call, coaching calls once a week, and get your copy up to speed. You need to land more clients? Okay, here's how to do it. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you're having trouble figuring out your niche and specialty? Okay, we'll walk through that. Somebody's telling you, hey, let's hop on a call. I'm going to walk you through your first call and how to do it, how to close your first client. So whatever you need in the moment, the coaching, you get my entire system to walk through as your roadmap, and then you get me on your side, actually coaching you and critiquing your copy every day, hopping on coaching calls once a week, and getting support in the DMs, VIP DM support. So that's the fastest possible. If you want to move the fastest, you can apply to that by DMing me. DM me the word September. Some people are on YouTube here, so LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Go to Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever you prefer. DM me the word September. I have one spot left for my one-on-one coaching for September. Doors close this weekend. If you're interested, if you want to move the fastest, that's the fastest way. Besides that, thank you guys for hopping on. This has been awesome, super fun. As always, any other questions, just let me know. Oh, look at this. We got a little Michael Lazari. Dude, how's the cruise going? The Tropical Adventures. Are you still out? Thank you. I appreciate this, Michael. I didn't tell him to do this. I didn't tell him to say this, but Michael says, Brandon is the most genuine and respectful copywriter I know. He knows his stuff, and everything he says he has done himself. I learned so much from him. Get his course. I did. I appreciate it, Michael. That's awesome. I did not tell Michael to say this. He just came on and said this himself. I'm not paying him. Shh. No, that's funny. Are you still out on vacation? Oh, you're home. Okay. You're still here. Man, I want to, those waters look so fresh. So fresh. Tropical. That's good, man. You got to get out. You got to vacation, or else what's the point of this all? You got to go spend time with family. Do the stuff. You're doing it. That's awesome. Glad you had a great time, man. Brandon. Yes, Michael. Michael, come to Italy. Do it. Do it. Meet me. Come to Capri or Sardinia. Or I actually don't know which. We're going to go to at least one of the islands, but I don't know which one. There's so many places to go in Italy. I'm just like overall, I'm like, man, there's so many cool spots. But Michael, we need to meet up one day, an adventure, all on holidays. You're crushing it. I appreciate your feedback and your kind words. But I'm gonna head out now. Gonna eat some dinner. I'm sorry, I've been fasting lately, and I'm just like growing weary as I fast day to day, losing weight. I'm gonna go gain it all back probably next week eating pasta and pizza. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I'll leave the stream if you guys want to go through the stream over again and listen. And you can listen to it on, for sure, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, maybe Instagram. But thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.